Oh no.
Am I doing the wrong thing?
Might want to turn the page. Welcome to Building Friendships. I am your below average host, and we're back for another episode with one of my favorite people. I think she's either the first or second longest friendship I have out in LA. She is an actress that you can see every day on General Hospital. You have an AMC crime doc that's coming out. It's premiering at South by, which is pretty awesome. And she's just one of my favorite people. She was in. I know her because she was in my web series Labeled. Kristen Vaganos.
Hi friends. I'm happy to be here.
I'm happy to have you, and I said your last name the way you told us to.
Yeah, you did great. You
did
killed
I?
it.
I did it the
Not
right
really.
way? No? What? How do you pronounce it? Because we've known each other for 10 years.
But to be fair, nobody pronounces it right. So I say Vaganos. My sister,
Vaganos.
my own sister, says Vaganos.
That's what I used to say.
And everybody else says
okay.
Vaganos.
Yeah, so I had a 33.3% chance, and I fucked it up after 10 years.
They're
I
all
went with the way Lexi says it.
That's fair.
But you are fancier than that.
Yeah.
Whatever,
with it.
Vaganos. Whatever, who needs to know it
You
anyway?
did good. No one cares.
Yeah, nobody cares. Just everybody that's going to be watching you. But yeah, thanks for doing this.
Of
I'm excited
course.
to have
I'm
you
truly
here.
so honored to be here.
Are you?
Yeah, I am.
I'm honored to have you.
Oh my
because
God.
you just came from set,
I did.
which we're going to talk about.
They put this whole face on me,
But-
so I can't take any credit. And
I was gonna
also,
say, she
it's
looks
like
great
10
today.
pounds of makeup.
What set are we doing? You're going to be,
Okay.
you're a movie star.
I'm a movie star, so we're going to be at the Heart Lake City Movie Theater.
Obviously. There we go.
You see?
And I am back at the Avengers Tower. We're trying. I mean, I'm not even close. There's 39 bags. I'm at bag 12, but we're
39
trying.
bags?
39 bags.
And you've been doing this one for a little while now.
This has been a few episodes. It's been
Okay.
2 or 3 episodes already. As we get closer, I may just have to start filling in at home, but
It's
I'm trying to
impressive.
avoid it. Well, thank you.
Is this a part of it?
That is a part of it. Like the
Wow.
first few bags have been just getting this stuff taken care of.
So how many bags am I talking about here?
We're trying to get you through 2 this episode, and there's more you're going to be taking home. They're in the box.
Gorgeous.
You're good to go.
Okay, great. 2 feels manageable, and if
So, yeah.
I can't execute that, I'll be sad.
I mean, you'll be fine. You're going to
Okay.
go on with your day.
That's true.
We met back in New York.
We did. When I was a
Almost-
mere 19.
So you're from Philly.
Yes.
When did you move to New York? For school?
I moved to New York for school. I went
Okay.
to NYU for undergrad, and so I moved there at 18.
And what were you at NYU for? Acting?
Acting. Yep.
Okay.
Just straight drama.
So you're someone who is actually able to pay off any loans with the major that you went with.
Yeah, the risk was high,
Yeah.
but it's going all right for now.
It's crazy how many people I know that aren't doing the thing they majored in, but are still paying for the thing that they
I
majored in.
know, that's such a funny way of putting it. A lot of my friends from school are not acting anymore, which is
Really?
just how it goes, yeah.
Not that you should be happy that they're not doing it anymore, but do you, like right off the bat, are you already seeing that as, okay, I consider myself a success because I'm at
I
least paying the
guess.
bills doing exactly.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that in the whole grand pool of actors, if you are able to pay your bills with it, that's like a gift, and you're lucky and you're fortunate, and so I feel good about that. I want everybody to keep doing it. I mean, they
Yeah.
were all so talented, but it's hard, and honestly, talent is like none of it. The rest is just like endurance, and if you can like deal with the mentality. So if that's not working for you and it's stressing you out, then don't do it,
Yeah, because I mean, you have to have thick skin. This industry is garbage.
Yeah. Literally trash.
So like, if you can't handle rejection of a date, you're going to be even more
Right.
heartbroken when your career tells you no.
So truly, we're gonna get blacklisted for
Oh,
the way
man.
we're gonna.
We're going to just shit talk.
Exactly.
So you moved to New York for college, and then you were 19 when we met?
Yeah, I think I was like a year in. I think I was 19.
You were the first person I ever cast that I didn't know before that.
That's
and
so
it was
cool.
weird for me because we were looking for like a pop star character that was in the teenage world, but
Yeah.
also luckily didn't have friends that were that age.
Oh,
So we
right,
couldn't
right,
just
right.
like hit up our
Sure,
phone
sure.
book. And it worked out. Like I had you. I think you came by the label.
I did.
Just for us to meet.
I mean, I was very impressed by that. I was like, oh, this guy's making a series about a record label and actually works at one, and I'm really walking through it. I was like, whoa.
It was a weird thing because we kind of did the first season, which is you had a majority of the role in. We did that without telling anybody. We kind of just.
Oh, did we? Were we just filming
We
like
did.
off
You did
hours?
it. You were just showing up. Well, we
Right.
were shooting on the weekend, and
Yeah,
we were
yeah, I
able
guess
to
you're
work around
right.
your schedule. But most people didn't know that. I had just told the label.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they're not doing anything this weekend, can we come in and film? And they were
Sure.
like, yeah, of course.
That's so funny.
And we did, and we got 6 episodes out of it. And you were great, and yeah, we've been friends since then.
I know.
Then you moved out here. You abandoned us.
I did graduate a year early, saved some
Oh, I
tuition
remember
money.
that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then I came out here and just waited patiently for all my friends to come with me, which you
So
did.
what'd you do? Wait, did you come out for something specific, or was it just like LA's the next?
I came out for during my sophomore year. I did a like a showcase that this
Okay.
company called One on One does, where you have to audition for it, and if you get in, they take like 10, maybe 15 actors from New York, and you come here and you're at a hotel for like a week doing showcases and stuff for agents
that's
and
great.
managers. Yeah, so it was cool because I got in and I was like, oh, I've never been to LA before. Like, I should probably see what it's like.
Oh, that was your first time to LA?
Yeah.
Like you never visited?
I think I went with like a friend on like a vacation with her
Okay.
family like once, but I didn't have any frame of reference. You know, we stayed
That's
at like
crazy.
a resort or something. So yeah, I literally was just scoping it out for like the future, just thinking like
Yeah.
one day I'll be here. But it went kind of well, and some agents were interested in me and yada yada. And I was naive at the time. Like I didn't have any famous uncles or people
Yeah.
telling me how to do this business.
We get it. You weren't a nepo baby.
I was not a nepo baby. Let the record show.
You're so
Still, I'm not.
Such a lawyer today.
I know. I'm a lawyer on the show, so we're still in character. But yeah, I just kind of was like, oh my God, I gotta go now. This is the whole point. This is the only chance I'll ever get. And I realized I could graduate in 1 more year instead of 2 more years. And so I came. And
You never left.
I never left.
It's interesting because a lot of people that want to get into acting are fully sold when they come visit here and spend time and they see the studios and this and that. So it's interesting that you may have visited, but you didn't, like you never spent enough time out here to be like, I definitely want to be New York based, LA based.
No, if anything, when I moved here, I was still so in love with New York and spent a while just missing it. And all my friends were still there and yada yada.
Yeah.
So I had to like sort of tell myself at one point, like, stop thinking about New York. You've moved here, just commit to it. Otherwise you're wasting your time. And so I was like, okay, I'm just gonna, and then it happened, of course, where I started to form a nice life here. And then I felt like I just had 2 lives. And I still kind of feel that way, but
That's been my struggle.
yeah,
I
even
have to
more
do
so
what
for
you just said.
because you keep going back.
I go back every 3 months, and I constantly think about people that don't go back that frequently. I'm like, you can just give up. But also, you graduated a year, you were 21 when you came out here. I was 35.
Yeah, you had a full.
I spent 35 years in Brooklyn. So
Yeah.
I feel like it's a little harder to just disconnect.
Yeah.
And everyone I've spoken to that doesn't go back as frequently as I do, it's because they came out here a little bit younger.
Totally. I think
So,
that's fair.
but I have to do what you just said, which is acknowledge that New York is still there, my friends and family are still there, but this is where I live now, and
Yeah.
I need to make the best of it, which I think I am now. I think my last job took a lot of my time up, where I was there all day and night, or at least parts of the day and there at night, so I couldn't appreciate LA, and now I'm
Yeah.
trying to.
I think you are. I think you're doing a good job.
Oh, thanks. I'm
Yeah.
trying.
We're getting out. We're getting out around town, showing you.
We are. We have a list of
neighborhoods.
restaurants we haven't
do.
tried that you somehow haven't tried, but you came 4 years
Yeah, I
before
know.
me. So you moved out here. You were having some success. When did you get your first gig out here that you were like, oh, I know there's the idea of awards and stuff, but I can just pay my bills off this.
Well, I didn't start paying my bills off only acting till a little bit more recently. Like for a while, I was still bartending to
Oh,
help Yeah.
That's when I first came to visit. You were at that
You came
that
to
party
that bar? Yeah, it was called Public House.
Yes, with
in
the
Los
upstairs
Feliz.
hang.
Yeah,
It was-
yeah. They're closed now.
Really? They didn't survive the pandemic.
No.
Oh,
I mean,
no.
that place was wild, but yeah, it was like a rowdy sports bar, and it was fun. Honestly, it was a fun job to have when I first moved here, just because it like introduced me to people,
Yeah.
how it goes. But and UCB, the comedy place, was the other really great thing that helped me with that. But yeah, I was still bartending for a while, and I've had other little jobs, and but the first like gig I did where I was like, okay, it's like working, was a Lifetime movie. Which I've now done a couple, but the first one I did was in 2018, so it was a year after I moved here.
Which one was that? Because I know I've watched a few of them.
Oh, I forget which one you did your live review. That was so funny. It might have been this one actually. Was it?
Was it it was the one with the daughter that was sick, and you were
Yes, that's the one. That's the very first one I did.
You were the sister that came to save her from the mother.
Because they had like Munchausen. It was crazy.
Which
to fight my own mom.
You did fight your own mom in that movie.
Which was an actress that was like 10 years older than me.
Have you been offered a mom role yet?
No. Well, that's
Okay.
actually not true. I did a commercial where I was a young mom. I had a baby in my arm the whole time. They're heavy. Let me tell you. And my character on GH is supposed to have a baby soon. I'm like, good luck to me.
You're pregnant on the show?
No, I can't have a baby, so my sister's having it for me. You're obviously not watching.
Wait.
I have endometriosis, so I can't carry children.
Your sister's having your baby.
She's my surrogate.
Your sister's having your baby. Okay, this is the most soap opera thing ever. I love it. I'm gonna start watching.
Yeah.
You're a
I would
lawyer
love to
whose
hear your
sister
commentary.
your sister is doing the heavy lifting with 9
Yep.
months of pregnancy.
I'm an assistant district attorney. That's
Okay.
my true title.
And
in
I
this
mean,
town of Port Charles.
we'll eventually get to that, but it's crazy to me how successful you've been in the few years you've been out here, because I do genuinely see you every time I'm on my computer.
Yeah.
One of you're selling drugs to me in some way, either drugs.
I do a lot of commercials.
Yeah, and it's amazing to me that you've managed to build that life out here and it's working the way that it's supposed to. Right,
Thanks,
you just see so
Johnny.
many miserable people out here because they didn't get to do what they came out here for.
Yeah, I know. That's true.
The industry's rough.
But it's hard. It takes so long too. Like no one's as far as they want to be, and
No.
you just got to keep going.
Do you think social media is a big problem with that, where everybody's constantly competing with each other and that kind of affects the way that the industry is compared to how it used to be?
I mean, I think social media is a little weird in my industry because it has created this element of influencers,
Yeah.
And I do some sketches online and stuff, so I'm not like anti-influencer, like digital, like or content creator, I guess would be the word. But it just like it muddies or saturates further the pool of talent with this like other thing. And I don't know, change is hard. It's hard to accept like a new thing. But
Yeah.
and the way that you have to be like branding yourself, and like I know people who've like, or I know of people who've lost jobs because of the way they presented themselves on social media or like whatever. So it does feel like another, but what I do like about it, because it gets a lot of flack, obviously, and we're all aware of all the negative parts of social media, but what I will say that I do like is I like the way that you can have like a visual resume in a way.
Yeah.
And if you choose to operate like that, you can have it be sort of like a landing page. And I can stay connected to people that I otherwise would not be in touch with really, or not be able to like hit up every now and again. Like I just feel like I can stay in touch with people better. So
No, I think those are definitely the benefits. I think the downside is like the people that see people getting things that they feel they're entitled to.
Yeah,
just leads to like
it doesn't help with the comparative mind, which is torture in Hollywood. Like you're always just seeing what everyone else is doing and what you're not doing, and that's hard.
So you were doing a bunch of Lifetime movies, and then this strike happened, and during the strike, obviously soap operas are not included in that. Mm-hmm. You get booked on General Hospital as a regular, and it's a recasting.
Yes, it's a recasting. So there was another actress who played the role for years, and she left the role earlier this year. And then they cast somebody else at first, like a really quick overnight, just needed someone. And that didn't last forever. And then they put one more person in, and then they put me in. I'm the fourth Molly of like last year.
But not because they didn't, like, it's not that they cast them over you. They just...
Well, you know, the first girl I have to assume was just needed someone so fast.
Yeah.
And then the second person I think was supposed to be, in theory, like a long-term replacement.
Yeah.
But then they ended up looking for someone new, and then found me, and now I seem to be the long-term replacement because I've been there longer than any of the others. Yeah.
And you're having a baby. They can't just replace someone with a baby.
You'd be surprised.
No, I wouldn't. Wait, so is that audition different than anything you've done? Because you tell me some days you're doing 60 pages, which is just unheard of.
Yeah. No, the job is unlike anything I've ever done. The audition was not
Okay.
really. The audition was fairly standard. It was just one like 3-page scene or something. And then the callback was a new scene.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm doing this right at all, Johnny.
Listen,
I just don't know.
there's no wrong way
This
to do
picture's
Lego.
so far away. They couldn't zoom in for me a little. Can't
That's
see
what
what's
you're
happening. What are you doing?
Oh no.
Am I doing the wrong thing?
That's where they...
What's happening?
might want to turn the page.
This is so much clearer.
Isn't it?
Wow. I was like, how does he do this? Okay, so it seems I'm not actually doing it right. I don't have to restart. But my TV looks good.
It does look good.
This is the TV.
It's a movie theater, so it's a screen, but it does look good.
It's a screen, I guess it's inside.
You really are so industry. Look at my TV screen.
I'm like, that's me. It's me and my sister having my baby.
Can't
Oh my
believe you were.
God. I can't believe this. I don't know what I thought was this whole booklet. I was going off one tiny picture.
How does he do this? It's so
I
tiny.
was like, he comes here to hustle us, so we all look horrible, and he looks great over there.
Is that what you really thought? Because I've been accused of sabotaging people.
I'm sure you have been accused of sabotaging people. I don't think you're actually doing it. I think you're just really good at this thing that no one else is good at.
Okay, that's offensive. There are plenty of
Well,
people that are
nobody
still good
else,
at it.
but the people you have you actually?
Normal
That's a
people.
good question. I'm going to interview you now. How about this?
Oh boy.
Have you brought anybody in here who's been like an excellent Legoer and kind of moved quicker than you and been impressive?
Nobody that's moved quicker than me, but to be fair, I'm asking the questions and they have to give longer answers, so they're distracted. But like Jodie Sweetin is a great Lego. She builds Lego in her free time, so she's a great Lego builder.
Wow.
But she couldn't keep up because she was answering
busy.
questions.
Yeah.
And she has like this long career we were going into that
Oh yeah, of course.
it's definitely distracting.
Oh my God, this is so much easier now. I'm blown away. Wow, look at this. They turn. It's nifty.
Listen, they think of everything. As wonderful as it would have been to make you look at that small picture.
I can't believe, how many minutes are we at? I went so long
We're
playing
40
off
minutes
that.
in. You've been looking at that tiny picture for 40 minutes.
No wonder I'm not going to get anywhere. I got to catch up here. Okay, great. We're flipping a page. How
Look
gorgeous.
at you. You're breezing through now.
Now we're breezing. Oh my God.
Is there a specific role that you would love to play that you're just waiting on? Like, obviously you have a lot going for you now, but is there something you're like, this is something I would want?
Yeah, for a while I would answer that question and say Elizabeth Moss's role on Handmaid's Tale.
Okay.
Because it was just such a like gorgeous, meaty, vulnerable, empowering female leading role. She was always like 4 steps ahead of everybody, even when she was being like beaten down, and I really loved that. But
Not to get political, but there's a good chance we're heading in that direction.
I know. I'm about to get to play that role along with
You're gonna get
everybody
to play
else.
that. Yeah,
oh
you're
my
gonna get
God.
to really show your.
But honestly, I do also really like. I do a lot of comedy, and I think it would get exhausting doing a role like that for so long. So I think maybe there's a better answer. I will say, like, in terms of career, I get compared to Alison Brie a lot.
Okay.
And I think I would love to have a career like hers because she's done TV, movies, comedy, drama. and really fun and sort of also empowered and quirky roles.
Yeah.
So she's a good North Star in the work that she does. Sandra Bullock is the other one. Not that you
Okay.
asked this question, but
No,
here we
but
are.
that's it's funny because like our mutual friend Maya and I would always say like, oh, you're a comedy actor. I don't know if like
know.
you have the chops to do other stuff, but
Yeah.
you're going to thrive in comedy after the baby's born.
After the baby's born. I'm gonna be a working mom.
And now I'm remembering when I came out here, I saw you do improv. Like
Oh,
one of
yeah.
the first times out here, you were doing improv.
Oh, you did. You came in that big room.
Yeah, where
was
there's
a
just
weird
like
room.
one really stained couch.
It was crazy. That room, that whole building is closed down now. It was not a smart purchase on UCB's part, and they know that.
Oh yeah, that I forgot that was a UCB.
That was
show.
UCB. Yeah, so I did UCB in New York, and then I kept doing it out here, and I mentioned briefly, that was the other thing that I really am grateful for in terms of giving me like community and friends when I got out
Yeah.
here. And I still do it. I still perform with a team monthly, a team that was a UCB team that now we just perform kind of everywhere.
Did you have a lot of people when you moved out here?
No, not really. I mean, I had some like people older than me who had made their way out here, and I moved out here with a friend from NYU who we had met in our last semester, and we thought like, oh, we'll be fine, we'll be friendly, but it won't be like a big deal. And we moved here together as roommates. And then in just like a wonderful miracle, we just became obsessed with each other. This is one of my best friends now to this day. Actually, they just moved to Austin, so they're who I'm staying with in Austin. And they are an amazingly talented actor as well, named Damian Joseph Quinn. And
Shout out.
And so having Damien really helped because we would like share notes late at night, like standing in each other's doorways and like trade tips on the industry and things we'd learned and whatever. We were like partners in crime, still are. But yeah, I didn't have a lot of people. And then my sister Lexi.
Yes.
She moved out here to go to USC at the same time that I moved out here, but she was on campus doing her thing. So it helped to have her nearby, but she was doing her thing. So yeah. I definitely was like the first of people to like get out here and figure it out,
Yeah.
And then everybody sort of came years later. Like a lot of my friends have now moved here, and I'm like, let me show you the ropes. Here's where it goes.
It's kind of the beauty of it, where now they're still catching up to you, but the downside is you have to be their go-to of like, where can I eat? Where won't I get attacked at night?
Right. Truly, I'm like, don't
Where
live
can
there.
I
Don't
live?
walk to your car.
I think I was probably harassing you when I was trying to find a place.
Well,
where
you moved into my now neighborhood,
now
which is
I did,
so
but when
exciting.
I moved here, I didn't know where to live.
Oh yeah, you
So
went to
I was hitting people
Burbank?
up. People were sending me maps, and they're like,
Yeah.
Burbank, this, that, and
Yeah.
I'm like, it was just a weird. After the pandemic, because as much as I appreciate everyone's advice, I don't think anybody knew how bad every area had become.
Yeah, that's fair.
So it was definitely, I was doing my own research and it wasn't lining up with what people were telling me.
Oh my gosh.
Like, this area is great. So then I would check the crime in that area. I'm like, oh, there was a
wasn't.
mugging last like an hour ago.
Oh yeah, you can't. There's muggings everywhere. You can't rule out every place of muggings.
Yeah, you can't let a little mugging scare you off in
No,
LA.
my life motto. I have it tattooed on my back.
In Chinese.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I do. That's a good
Yeah.
reference. Well done, Johnny.
LA's been an interesting transition. What was the hardest thing for you to get used to out here compared to New York?
I think just how I'm like so like high functioning and I do so much in a day and I move around so much and with cars and such, my commutes are no longer like productive time where I can be on the subway doing my
Okay.
makeup or reading lines or whatever.
That's interesting.
And so I was like stuck in traffic all the time, just being like, why won't people move? We got places to be, people. And it was frustrating.
That's interesting
it's
because
just-
I feel like it's more efficient than having to sit on the train and deal with God knows what kind of delays.
That's
in the
true. I
subway.
guess we just have our own delays with traffic.
Yeah,
Kind of the same dealio.
it's been interesting adjusting to. I mean, I love driving everywhere, but it's been
Yeah.
interesting never having to take the train again, which I do not miss.
Yeah. Oh, I did this wrong. My favorite thing about LA is definitely the weather, which is not a hot take, but it is the truth. I'm breaking nails on this for you, Johnny.
I
Ay, ay,
appreciate
ay.
it. So you came out here. You're an actress. Then you get into the world of producing. How did that start? Was that something you had interest in? Did you want to learn the back end? Because I kind of always say knowing how everything works makes you better at the one thing that you really want to focus on.
Totally. I agree. I mean, I wanted to get into it because I was always that actor on set that had ideas outside my department, and it was not my I shouldn't say anything, but there's a better way to do this, or a smarter way or faster way. And I've always imagined for myself, executive producing films of my own and stories I want to tell. And I don't really think that anyone should be doing anything like that until they have done or can do sort of the jobs beneath it,
Yeah.
So learning how it all works, and as you said, it just expands your knowledge so much. I'm such a better actor because I know what the other departments are thinking and what they need from me. So I wanted to get into it, and then during COVID, when there were no acting jobs to be had and the world shut down, I was like, okay, I think now's the time. I think I can take some time off and put it toward learning this. So I actually got hired as the assistant at a production company here in town, and that was what I did during COVID. And I made a movie with them called Bobcat Moretti, which is out now on Starz and other places, and stars Vivica A. Fox, Taryn Manning, Sally Kirkland. It's a really great film. But at the time, it was sort of crazy. Right before, a month before principal photography started, the lead producer of that company quit. And it was sort of there's this whole slew of things that are simply not going to get done unless I do them. That's what it quickly became clear. So it was so insane and stressful in the moment, but I'm so grateful for it in hindsight because it was a crash course and I got so much experience. And then I ended up just sort of going out on my own after that movie and just producing stuff on my own. So it was wild. And now I've taken on more projects. I've done 2 features. I've done a bunch of shorts and things like that. And still learning a lot every day and eager for new experiences, working with the studio and things I haven't quite done yet.
Is there something specific you learned that stands out as I had no clue this is what this is what it took to get the small thing done or to get the feature done?
I remember learning how much and I still learned this on the most recent feature I did called Ramona at Midlife, which is coming out soon and is doing festivals now. But you have to clear all the art in everything, and you can't just walk into a space that you like and start shooting in it. You've got to take down the art, find your own art. If there's a graphic t-shirt, they can't wear that. I'd sort of known that from acting and them being oh, we can't have logos on your wardrobe, but I didn't really get it. And so licensing and clearing stuff was a huge lesson, but I don't know, that's just one of many things. I just hadn't seen the whole system from pre-production like that before. I knew production really well, I felt equipped to do that. I actually ended up ADing that first film too. And now I sort of AD every now and again as well. So another just fun skill set to have. And that's a really good one to know if you want to do anything else, because everybody needs to follow the AD's instructions and be on time,
Well, that's actually a good point. It's just understanding artwork and stuff. It then gets into deeper detail, if this isn't commercial use and you're not making money off this, you can do it. But if you want to submit to festivals and there's a cash prize, you can't do it because that's technically you're.
And you can get a festival license or a distribution license. It's all these things.
It's crazy because we learned this at the record label because what would typically happen, not technically, typically, is if somebody forgot to get something clear, nobody's the original artist and the person who created the font that's in the album cover. Nobody's reporting. No one's coming after you on day one. They're waiting until you generate money, and then they're suing you for a part of it. So that's what people have to keep in mind.
They're not going to stop you.
Oh, if this isn't legally cleared, they'll tell us. And it's they're not going to tell us on day one. They're going to tell us when we've made $3 million.
Yeah.
And they have some money that they can, that's worth it for them. They can get a lawyer to say, hey, I'm owed this much money. The lawyer will take it up immediately.
Now look at me going back to reference that old tiny little image for whatever
You're a
reason.
Lego builder.
I know. I was just thinking, I think what distracted me is I was I just can't believe someone figured out this design, like all the little widgets. Someone made this.
This is somebody's job, and I'm very like if
Yeah,
somebody
how do you
told
get this
me,
job, dude? You would love this.
if
You'd be
somebody
great
told
at
me
it.
you can leave, you have to leave your industry and everything you're doing, but you get to go work for Lego and build new designs, like new custom sets. I'd be like, bye everyone.
You'd be so great. I wouldn't.
Text you later.
I would understand. I mean, that's one of the reasons I'm so grateful to be acting, is because that is the thing that brings me the most joy. But it's like it's so weird. There's not many jobs like this where I'm an actor. I love to act. I'm gonna act, but I spend most days out of the year like trying to do it, It's like so weird, and I'm like, I'm good at it. I promise. Just like, let me do it,
Yeah.
But it's like it's like a trippy thing. It's like a hard thing to wrap your mind around, which I'm sure is why most people just don't.
Do you see like when you, and I'm not saying you're saying you're better than them, but do you see a role and think like, I would have killed that?
Oh, all the time. There's roles where I go like, oh, I could have done that, but not necessarily that I'm better than the person.
Like,
who's
and you
doing
didn't
it.
have the option. It's not like it was between you and them and they
No.
didn't pick you. It's like stuff that you didn't
It just
audition for,
didn't,
something
yeah.
that's very mainstream.
Yeah.
That you just, like,
Yeah.
oh, I would have done that differently and I would have crushed it.
Totally happens. I'm sure it happens to everyone.
Honestly, how big of a deal are awards?
I don't know. I don't think they're that. If you're in the realm, the tiny 0.0001% of actors who are like getting awards, good for you. That's amazing. But most really good, hardworking actors are just working actors.
They just want to pay their bills.
They're just working. They're just doing the job every day. So like, I don't need to be that lucky in my life, Would
Yeah.
it be great? Sure, of course. I'm not going to say it wouldn't, but I think if I can just have steady work working with good creative people that I like and working on projects that excite me, then I'm pretty happy.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting how, like, because we're recording this. I think the Oscars are Sunday, so it's just interesting what a bit. In New York, nobody gives a shit. In LA, it just feels like every 10 minutes there's a new award show, and everybody they're going crazy for it, and it's just a thing. And I'm always curious, like, for the people that are working consistently, you have like the big name actors who they come out for their one film a year to get the Emmy or the Oscar or whatever they're doing, and then you don't see them for another year till the awards season next year. And then you have everyone else that's working their ass off.
I mean, I think it's disproportionate. I think the Oscars, the awards get so much buzz and so much like attention, but again, most of the hardworking actors are not getting that kind of recognition. They're just doing the job. So it's like we pay so much attention to it, which makes it feel like every actor's out there vying for their award. Most of them are not.
No.
We're just doing it. You know what I mean?
How have you been feeling about the self-tapes? Are you just over that shit?
I mean, look, it is what it is. I would rather go in person because there's just much better energy. Yeah. And I think it's more conducive to doing a good job, getting a note, a quick redirect, whatever you need. But it is what it is. And they can see more people when they do this. But I just think that there's not, I don't know if self-tapes are the enemy. I don't think they are. I think they are a way for more people to get seen than they can actually see in one day physically.
Yeah.
But yeah, there just has to be more roles available to newcomers, and projects have to not only be looking for those two names that can sell out, Germany too. It's like, that's just not enough. That's not a lot of people.
And I think that's on its way as people are having to cut budgets. I think we're going to see a lot of new talent emerging.
Yeah.
That in some ways we would have never seen had the streaming not happen and had residuals not become a topic of conversation. But at the same time, it's still, I don't know how anybody thought that business model was going to be functional.
I know.
It's like the Movie Pass model. I was just like, who thought of it? I was like, who thought that this was a reasonable model? If you tell someone they can have unlimited movies, you're going out of business.
Literally.
Literally, they went out of business.
They
And I'm part of
literally
the
did,
problem.
yeah.
I think I told you what I did. Did I ever tell you what
I
I
actually
was doing
do
with it?
vaguely remember you telling me.
Yeah,
but tell
I
me
was
again.
just using it as a bathroom pass in New York.
Really?
If I wanted a clean bathroom with no homeless people in it, I would take my movie pass, go to a movie theater,
That is
use
so
the bathroom,
funny.
and leave.
Smart.
Yeah, but it also killed movie
Yeah, of
pass.
course, yeah.
Because the movie pass had to pay out that movie ticket that I
Yep.
bought,
Yep,
but I had a
yep,
clean
yep.
bathroom in Times Square, which is very
Wow.
hard to find.
That's true.
Someone would make
this
a
is
kill.
nifty.
Yeah, it's great, right?
Just figured it out.
Listen, better late than never.
I-
I'm very
Right?
impressed. That looks
You
pretty
can watch
sick.
a movie right here. You could take it with you, watch a movie anywhere. This is the new Movie Pass.
Okay, that's not, nope, that's not how that works.
I think we're back on. Movie Pass, call me.
Movie Pass,
I
call
think
me.
we're
She has an
back.
idea.
I think we're back.
I have your new $1 billion idea. I know you don't have a ton of time, but like, what do you do in your free time to clear your brain?
I do play tennis with my friends a lot. I find that to be like a really fun release. I do yoga with my friends. Or not with my friends, I just do yoga. And
You don't do yoga. Oh, you do Pilates.
I do Pilates.
That's a creepy thing.
You
Part
know
of my
I
day.
do Pilates.
Okay, now
I
we
do it
have to
all for
explain because
you.
it sounds terrifying.
Yeah, we do.
You do.
Tell the people.
I mean, you do Pilates at a place that's on my walk every day, and
Yes.
occasionally I was passing it and would get a text saying, "Oh, you just passed my Pilates place." So I would turn around and then just come back to say hi, thinking you're done or something. I'm just peeking in the window, and these girls with like
We're
half
all,
naked are
we're
just
doing like
stretching.
squats and the Pilates
And I'm just
thing.
peering in there, and
my
I'm like,
God.
okay, well now I will text her back. Are you done?
Yeah.
And then we'll say hi outside of Pilates.
I feel like I texted you one day saying like, I'm the one closest to the window. You can come this week. Like, I'll just say hi.
You did, and then I did, and you weren't there. Oh man,
gosh.
Pilates, good times.
That's good.
Okay, we're winding down.
Oh my God, okay.
Last question.
Okay, tell me.
Dun, dun, dun. If you could change one thing about yourself, what would it be?
Ooh, that's a good question. I would have more random skills. Like, I think I wish I like knit or did more sports or was a really good cook or like was into painting. I wish I had more like little hobbies. And I think it would make me like a more just interesting, well-rounded person. And I think I would also have an easier time sitting still because right now, as you know, I'm very like go, 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 and I kind of can't let myself just sit for a minute. And I think I would be able to do that better, guilt-free, if I just knew I was like investing in my little hobbies and things.
Are you saying that Lego's not winning you over right
Well,
now?
it might be my new thing because it's exactly what I'm needing and
You're
asking
so
for.
good at constructing movie theaters.
Have you ever seen anybody better at constructing movie
I haven't.
theaters? Well,
That's
that
better
says
than
it all,
that's
'cause
better
you've
than
seen
an
a lot of-
AMC.
someone did an AMC?
No, that's better than an AMC.
Okay, cool. Sweet. This is maybe a good place to stop because it looks like they're telling me to start a second floor, and I feel like we're a one-floor theater.
Okay, I think that's fair enough. We don't need to go to a second floor.
I think so.
one floor is more
I can
than
build
enough.
out, but I don't think about up.
We're in LA. Earthquakes? No
Exactly.
thanks. No
Exactly.
thanks.
We're not in New York. If we were in New York, I'd go up, but.
Kristen, I love you to death. Where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram and the interwebs at kvaganos, which is Kvaganos, pronounced however you feel like it.
I'm still building this thing.
You can watch me on this movie screen right here.
Yeah, we got pretty far.
That's pretty good, right?
Yeah, I'm very
I
impressed
don't even
we got
know where it
that
is.
far.
It's inside. It's not even on
It
the
is
image.
inside. It's on the flip side, yeah.
Ay, ay, ay.
You did a piece that you couldn't even cheat
Couldn't
on.
even see. Oh,
You can find me at Say It Ain't Sosis. You can follow us at Building Friendship Series. And yeah, thanks for watching.
thanks for having me, Johnny.